Just a quick video update. I'm traveling today, so I'm not on my desktop, so no charts involved, but some fundamental positives about NIO delivery numbers. So weeklies don't matter that much. However, what is interesting here with the weeklies coming out is that the NIO sales seem to be quite predictable in the sense that they are meeting the estimations and expectations and are not falling off a cliff, despite the fact that Envo is ramping slowly though, but I think also within the scale that is to be expected in the beginning. As I said, I have low expectations for Envo in the beginning. However, obviously they are playing a big part for 2025 in my opinion. So we have now 900 for this week. Could bring us to 5,000 for this month, maybe lower than that, but would put a nice addition to what we have in terms of NIO numbers on top. The Envos are, my expectations has always been that we need the NIO numbers to stay consistent and good. That's kind of the main bread and butter for NIO right now. And Envo is just like the cream, the icing on the top of the cake, and that's what we're currently getting. So that's nice to see. I do still expect that there might be some hiccups along the way in the first couple of months. So we have some rumors around not enough batteries in the swap stations for Envo. We have some rumors about supply chain issues and stuff. So, don't count too much on high Envo expectations for now, but if we can see that we get a gradual ramp, then that's very positive for now. And then next year will be the important one. We'll see how well they can do it in the weak quarters. Q1 and so on will always be a weak one. So don't get your expectations too high on that, in my opinion. At least, I can just talk about my personal expectations. So that's good to see, because it would be a negative, obviously, in case we had Envo cannibalizing some of the NIO sales, right? This has been one of my worries, because we didn't know how well they have differentiated the products and how much it really caters to different target groups. And so far, the delivery numbers do tell us that there might not be so much sacrifices on the NIO sales, but we need a little bit more confirmation, especially also in the weaker quarters in Q1. We'll see how well they manage to keep on having NIO as a solid baseline, in my opinion. But so far it's looking very good. So on the fundamental side, that's great, despite the fact that we now have this little bit of a drawdown in Chinese names in general, which I think is due to profit taking, and also due to the fact that we had a little bit more demands on the investor side for China stimulus. So by the end of last week, we had more, or actually also on Monday, so Saturday and Monday, we had more conferences by the Chinese authorities about stimulus. They have been quite vague, and that's, I think, not been resonating well. But my take here is that I think we will get the actual numbers on the stimulus, for example, government bonds to be issued and such, by the end of this month, possibly, because I think it's necessary to go through the ordinary regular processes of being approved. So we have to say China is sticking with their strategy of touching stones to cross the waters, in a Chinese saying, so gradually crossing waters by feeling one stone after another, meaning you go step by step and see from there, instead of rushing it. And I think that's kind of a sustainable strategy as well. But we'll see. Parts of the fate of this current rally might also be due to the US elections coming up. I think there's obviously worry about the Trump administration that might be, replacing the Biden administration. I have a different view on that. I mentioned that also on the channel before. And also, I saw now a contrarian take by an important analyst and macro investor. I posted that one on X and on Patreon, and might do a separate video on that. The baseline on that will be that people are having a wrong view on the fact that Trump may actually want to make a deal with China instead of pushing for another trade war. So the current tariffs that he's talking about putting up might be a tactical play in order to have a better bargaining and negotiation position. And we'll see how that will turn out, but exactly what I meant, that I think there is contrarian views out there who see this as a fade in you could bet on a fade in all of this fear around the Trump administration over time. And that's a very interesting one. Gonna talk about that in the next video, first in my Patreon community and then on a public channel. Now I have to go and catch my train. Thanks for watching. See you in my next videos.